Normal peoples of the internet, my name is Kevin and welcome back to another video. Okay guys, so for today's video, I'm really excited for it because I feel like this vlog could go either way. So I'm really intrigued to see which way it's gonna go. But let's not beat around the bush for the intro. I'm gonna be reading Normal People by Sally Rooney for the first time. I've never read the book, I've never watched the show. I've seen out of context clips, like really short clips, but I've never seen like a full episode. I really don't know the storyline. I just know the names of the two characters. That's about it. Like I really don't know too much about it, so I'm going in pretty much like not knowing anything. And the reason that I've decided that I wanted to read this wasn't really a book that when it had its main hype last year, like when the show was coming out and stuff, it was very, very hyped and I didn't want to read it then. And the reason I want to read it now is because this is Chloe, Caitlin and Jamie's one of their favorite books. And as you all know, they are my besties. So I feel like I'm missing out by not reading it and not knowing everything about it. Like even if I don't love it, that doesn't bother me that like I don't love it as much as they do or anything like that. Like I'm fine with that. But I just want to know the storylines so that when they're talking about it, like I just know what they're referring to, you know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to pick it up and give it a read. And also, it's an Irish book. I'm Irish. I just felt like it'd be a fun video to like Irish person reads Normal People for the first time. Like I just think that was a fun idea. And I suggested it and people liked it. And also, you guys have wanted me to read this for a while. Like when it was really hyped last year, I got so many of you saying that you wanted me to read it and do a vlog. I know it's like a year later, but it's here anyways. So the funny thing, like me saying like I don't know how this is gonna go and that's why I'm really excited for this video, is that I really don't know if I'm going to absolutely love this, like 5 out of 5 stars, new favorite book. Is it gonna be just something I'm like, yeah, it was okay, like 3 stars, it's fine, not bad, like not amazing, it's just okay for me? Or am I gonna be like, I hate this? So like, will I hate it? Will I love it? I don't know. I'm predicting I'm probably going to be in the middle, like 3 stars is probably where I'm going to be. Just because I know that this book is very like, I think lyrical and like poetic in its writing apparently. I think it's that kind of writing style. And like that can be a real hit or miss for me. Like sometimes I will love it and eat it up and just absolutely be obsessed. But if the plot isn't there for me, when the writing's like that, I won't like it. I'm pretty sure Sally Rooney is also Irish, so I'm assuming the Irish representation is going to be really good. This is going to include a lot of spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, then maybe click off the video. Because as you guys know, when I do vlogs dedicated like this, I'm reading the book, I'm sharing my reactions, I'm telling you what's happening, so it is spoiler filled. So if you don't want to know spoilers, do not continue watching the video because that's all that's going to be in this from now on. Okay guys, so I have started the book. I know I literally showed in a previous clip of me getting ready to read on my bed. Didn't read at all yesterday, but are we surprised? No. The very reoccurring thing on this channel, so welcome. Anyways, I have started now officially. I've just read the first chapter and already I have things that I need to talk about because I didn't think I have a reaction so quickly, but I have a reaction. So, first of all, one thing that I didn't know that was going to be in this book was it has one of my biggest pet peeves in a book. And I know it's stylistic preference that authors just do. I understand, like I get it. But for me, it just doesn't, I just don't like reading it in a book. And it's where the dialogue is not in inverted commas. It's just written into the text like normally. And I really don't like when they do that. Like, I don't know what it is, but it irritates me for some reason. I cannot put into words why. I think if you understand why it bothers me, you understand it. And if you don't, you don't. When there's text and there's no inverted commas to say they're doing dialogue, it irks me. But I'm gonna try push that out of my way because I do think that's a really like stupid reason for me to be like, oh, I didn't like this book because there was not inverted commas. Like that's a stupid thing to think. But I do want to vocalize it too because it's something that did bother me just instantly when I found out that it was like written like that. Also then, the other thing so far is the dialogue is very robotic, but I think as well, that's just because like this book's called Normal People. I already knew going into this as well that they're meant to be awkward, like the two characters are meant to be kind of awkward with each other. But I don't know, I didn't think it was gonna be this awkward and robotic. I think it might be something that it's just gonna take me a little bit just to like get accustomed to it, because right now I'm just like kind of finding it funny. But I think as I go, I think I'll be fine. So, gonna keep going, but I just wanted to give those initial thoughts because I think both of those things are things that could change by the end of the book. So I think it's good for me to vocalize it now so that it's made known that by the end of it, maybe they won't be an issue for me anymore. So I just wanted to have that for reference. And yeah, I'm gonna continue the book now. Okay, I'm on page 11 and there is a quote that is just literally after I'm about to read it, I'm like, please don't cry. Like, I feel like I could cry at that quote. So basically, I'm actually genuinely trying not to cry right now. Okay, so, also Chloe's on FaceTime, by the way, if you're wondering. So basically, what's been happening? Literally, I'm only on page 11, so not much has actually happened. But we found out that Marianne lives in this like really fancy house, which is like the main character, Marianne. And then there's Connell, which is the other main character. He's the male lead. And basically, his mom works as cleaner, I think, in Marianne's house. He went to pick his mom up, all that kind of stuff. They talked and everything. Marianne said that she likes him. Stuff like that happened, and then we also just met Alan, which is her brother, and I think he must be abusive to her. And then she's also talking about how she has really severe anxiety when it comes to like physical education and stuff like that. I'm assuming also she gets bullied in school, and it's just bringing me back to when I was bullied in school. The quote that I'm about to read out literally couldn't fit my life more perfectly at this point. Marianne had the sense that her real life was happening somewhere very far away, happening without her, and she didn't know if she would ever find out where it was and become part of it. She had that feeling in school often, but it wasn't accompanied by any specific images of what the real life might look or feel like. All she knew was that when it started, she wouldn't need to imagine it anymore. I love that quote. It's literally me. I'm here in Kildare, Ireland, whatever, living here. But like, I feel like my real life is somewhere else because I just feel like I've outgrown living here. And I just feel like it's somewhere else. So that's literally like her real life was happening somewhere very far away, happening without her. And she didn't know if she would ever find out where it was and become part of it. Literally me. Wow.
I literally have chills. Like, sorry.
How fitting the quote is for me, or just like how I'm reacting to it?
Everything that you're saying, the quote, how fitting it is for you, everything. Like, oh wow.
Yeah, that was a stunning quote. Love that. Maybe I should annotate. Okay guys, so I have made progress. I am up to page 45 of the book. I'm on April 2011 because this book doesn't really go in chapters, it goes in time periods, and it kind of just skips forward, and like sometimes it goes like you finish a chapter technically and then the next chapter will say like 3 weeks later, stuff like that. That's how the book is kind of written. So the next one just says 2 days later and it's April 2011. And basically what's happened is the story moves quite fast in a sense that, like I said, it's true time periods. So like it goes 3 weeks later, 6 weeks later, stuff like that. So you're constantly progressing to further things happening. And then the relationships are kind of like progressing during those gaps that you don't see. Because usually I am someone who's not really there for books that are very insta-lovey and like the characters get together really quickly. Like it's not usually my vibe. But for some reason with this one, like the two characters get together before like page 20, I think. And like that's obviously very early in a regular book. But because of the way this is written and how it jumps between those time periods, like the first chapter of it, basically Marianne, she basically tells Connell that she likes him. And he's like, whatever, he doesn't really pay any remarks to it. And then it's like the next chapter says like 3 weeks later, and that's when they have their first kiss. So if you think about it, in like a normal book, those 3 weeks that the time skips would be over like 10 chapters, and then you get your first kiss with your character. So that's kind of how I'm envisioning it, because I'm not seeing it as like instant and like too quick and everything, because I'm like, well, there has been a 3 week gap since she said this, so like makes sense that now they're only having their first kiss. It just kind of makes sense to me and I don't know how else to say it. And yeah, so I am enjoying it so far. It's not like favorite book of all time or anything like that. Like I think it's high 3-star, possible 4-star for me right now, which is really good because that's obviously not what I was expecting. So I'm really happy about that. I have so many different things that I want to say, like positive things about it. So I'm really loving all of the different Irish references. Like they mention how like they're doing the leaving cert and like the points they need to get into college, Obviously, I know about the Leaving Cert. It's the Irish state exam that you do in Ireland in your final year of high school, secondary school. It's what basically you do to make sure you can get into college, like university and everything. It's just something that most students in Ireland all do. So I obviously know all about it. I've taken it, I've done it. So just reading about that, it's really fun, and just hearing like them talk about that, I really enjoy. Then obviously like the normal things, like just the place names like Carricklee and Sligo, like all of these different places, Galway. They're talking about Trinity College in Dublin. Like I know all of these places, I've been to some of them. Like it's just really nice to read about because like I can picture everything so vividly and perfectly in my mind. Then there's like other little things, like the characters said like they wanted to get grinds. I feel like that's something you pass over in like someone who's not from Ireland or just doesn't understand like Irish things, because in Ireland we would call tutoring, like you're getting tutored by someone, as you're getting grinds. Like you pay someone to get grinds from them. And I know when you hear that, it sounds very sexual. And I was saying that to Chloe because I read it out to her. I was like, oh my God, I love that they're talking about grinds. And she was like, that sounds sexual. But like in Ireland, that's just what we call tutoring. Like I don't know how else to explain it. That's just what we call it. So I loved hearing that. They go into like this abandoned house at one stage and it's like really dirty and there's like a mattress with blood on it and stuff. And they see like Dutch Gold, which is like really, really cheap beer that you get in Ireland. Like it's just something, especially during college, that you'd see people drinking because it's just so cheap. Like those little things I really enjoy because it's obviously so Irish, and I can appreciate it for that because I'm like, oh my God, I know this, like this is so accurate. In terms of the romance and stuff, like there's really cute moments and stuff that I'm liking. And then there is parts in it where Marianne says something and it kind of like takes me out of the story. And I think it's like because there's obviously so much more behind Marianne's character and we only basically are just like barely hitting the surface on her right now, and I'm sure it's probably going to dive into that a bit more. So there's definitely trigger warnings if this is a book you do want to read for yourself, for first of all molestation and then also parental abuse. That's something that we're just touching on right now. But yeah, so trigger warnings for both of them. And so basically Marianne and Connell, they're kind of like together now, but he's keeping her secret. Like he doesn't want anyone to know that he's with her and stuff, which I'm not obsessed with. Don't love that because obviously I want him to like embrace her and stuff. I think that's just like quintessential boys in secondary school, like being ashamed because there's like lads being lads and just all that generic thing that you see in secondary schools and high school and everything. And I don't like it, and I'm hoping that it obviously progresses past that. So we'll wait and see about that. But there is so many cute moments in here and like quotes that were said. Like the first one that I read out to you, obviously I loved that one. Then there is other stuff. And also I'm actually highlighting like with a pen and writing thoughts on the side. I have never done that with a book when it comes to annotating. I usually just use like a sticky tab. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna highlight it and write on the side what I think. And honestly, it's been really liberating for some reason because I've just never done that. And I don't know why. And maybe it's something I'll start doing now because I just think it's so much more fun to just like write your thoughts when you're in the moment, highlight it. And then whenever you go back to a book and you just flick through it, you can just see all your thoughts. And the one that I highlighted was right on page 44. And basically it's Connell and Marianne. They're like together and they're just like cuddling and stuff like that. And they're basically really connecting with each other because Marianne, something happened to her at a nightclub where she was basically groped by a man and she ended up crying. She ran out and everything. And other people that are in her school and everything kind of come out and laughed at her and stuff. Then one of the girls like stood up for her and stuff. And then Connell went out and told people to shut up. And he went out and like comforted her and brought her home and stuff. So like, I feel like this is the part where he's starting to like not be ashamed and to like embrace her, which I love to see. And I hope he also takes accountability for maybe keeping her a secret, but we shall see once again. But the quote anyways says, even in memory, she will find this moment unbearably intense, and she's aware of this now while it's happening. She has never believed herself fit to be loved by any person, but now she has a new life, of which this is the first moment, and even after many years have passed, she will still think, yes, that was it. The beginning of my life. I literally just wrote absolutely stunning because it is. Obviously we found out like that her dad used to hit her and stuff. So I feel that Marianne just doesn't know how to be loved because she's never received that love. And that breaks my heart and makes me sad. And reading that quote then, it's literally stunning because it's like she never believed that she could be loved. She's like saying that she knows when she looks back on her life, she'll realize that this moment is when her new life began, and it's just it's such a pretty, and it's just such a stunning quote. Okay guys, so it's nighttime now and I'm in bed reading and stuff, and basically what's been happening is Connell asked this other girl named Rachel to the Debs, which if you don't know is basically like Irish prom. That's basically what the Debs is. And he asked this girl Rachel to go, and so they're going to the Debs now together. And basically Connell's mother found out about this then, like she also found out about like Marianne and Connell kind of being a thing together and sleeping together. She finds out then that he didn't ask Marianne to go to the Debs, and she called him out on it, saying like, why are you being such a dick? And she found out that like he's keeping her a secret and everything, and his mom basically just called him out saying, you're treating her like really badly, like this is not the son I raised, and all this kind of stuff. And I loved that scene because I was like, exactly, this is what he needs to hear, like he's being awful right now. So I'm so glad the mother called him out. But I'm on page 62 now, and Lorraine, as I already said, which is Connell's mom, works as a cleaner for Marianne in her house. So she's in Marianne's house, and Marianne is not going to school anymore. She's like staying at home to study for the Leaving Cert and everything, like she's not going back. And then Connell's mom says to Marianne, my son tells me you're ignoring his phone calls, Lorraine added. Marianne paused, and the silence in the kitchen was loud in her ears, like the white noise of rushing water. Yes, she said, I am, I suppose. And then Lorraine says, good for you. He doesn't deserve you. I know, like, obviously your mom should love you for no matter what, but I'm so glad that she's, like, noticing how awful he's being to Marianne. And she's, like, siding with Marianne and saying, like, yeah, he doesn't deserve you. Like, you're so lovely and, like, just amazing. Like, he's treating you like shit. Yeah, I just love that the mom is calling him out on it. Like, I love to see it. And just that quote and like literally her saying, good for you. Exactly. Olivia Rodrigo would be so proud. Okay guys, so I am finished reading for the day. I'm gonna go to sleep now, and I'm up to page 94 of the book, and I'm just getting it.
Hey,
I'm just getting it.
You're getting it. Kevin is getting it, and I am so hyped.
I was literally reading it, and I was just like to Chloe, I was like, I feel like I'm in it. Like I'm in it. And then I read a quote, I underlined it, and then literally the next page found another quote, underlined it, and then Chloe was just like, yep, you're getting it, you're getting it, you're getting it. And I was like, I already am. I'm understanding everything. The quotes are stunning. The two characters are so like nuanced, and like they have like their flaws, and they have like their struggles and their trauma and all of these different things. And like, I'm not how to say it.
It is just one of those things that you just get or you don't.
So I wanted to read out some two quotes, but before I do that, basically they've gone to college now. They're in Trinity College in Dublin, which is like a really big college in Dublin. And they're both there. They've reunited again, like, because they hadn't seen each other since he asked that other girl to go to Debs with him. And they see each other. Marianne is like really thriving and she's so happy. And Connell's kind of like sad because like he's being really shy now, because he's realizing that he was able to not notice his shyness as much when he was back in his old school because everyone already knew him. So now that he's in a new environment, he's realizing that he actually is this shy person. And him and Marianne get basically back together kind of thing. And he like apologizes for everything that he did to her. He takes accountability. He's like, I know what I did was wrong, and all these different things. And I actually think I highlighted something that he said. I feel guilty for all the stuff I said to you, and about how bad it would be if anyone found out. Obviously that was more in my head than anything. I mean, there was no reason why people would care, but I kind of suffer from anxiety with these things. Not that I'm making excuses, but I think I projected some anxiety onto you, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it a lot, why I acted in such a fucked up way. Like, we love taking accountability and this like self-reflection and realizing what he did was wrong. She says that she forgives him, and then he says, thank you. I did learn from it, and hopefully I have changed, you know, as a person. But honestly, if I have, it's because of you. And I literally just highlighted it and I wrote, okay, Connell, you're forgiven. Because, yeah. And then, like, they're together and everything, and they sleep together, all that stuff. They're laying in bed, having some pillow talk. Such a stunning quote. He kisses her closed eyelids. It's not like this with other people, she says. Yeah, he says. I know. I literally highlighted it and I just said, shut up. I want this. I want that. Like, ugh. Wow. Like, to sum it up, I just get it. And that's going to be it for tonight. I shall see you guys in the morning. So, Oh, actually in like 2 seconds. It's not gonna be the morning, it's literally gonna be like 2 seconds clip. See you then. Okay guys, so it's the next morning and I was just reading like a chapter before I go shower and stuff because I felt disgusting and I was like, nothing's gonna happen when I read this chapter, like I won't need to vlog anything. Lo and behold, something happened and now I need to vlog it. Basically I was reading it and I reacted and I'm on FaceTime with Chloe and she was like, I wish you hadn't vlogged that. So I'm gonna recreate it. Basically I read a scene and it was really stunning, like feminism quote and everything, and I'm just obsessed. And this is how I reacted to reading it. Okay, so I'm reading. Oh, that's how I reacted because the quote.
10 out of 10 acting right there.
Thank you. Jamie, I'm coming for your brand. So basically, like Marianne and Connell are talking with their friend Peggy, well, Marianne's friend Peggy, because she's asking like, oh, are you guys together and stuff? And she's just talking about like how, oh, we're not exclusive, and like, oh, we want, like Peggy's saying like how she wants to try like an open relationship and stuff, but like her boyfriend was really against it. And then Marianne says, generally I find men are a lot more concerned with limiting the freedoms of women than exercising personal freedom for themselves. And I literally just underlined that and I said exactly. And then it goes down a little bit further again and she says, I mean, when you look at the lives men are really living, it's sad, Marianne says. They control the whole social system and this is the best they can come up with for themselves. They're not even having fun. And I also just underlined it again and said it exactly. It's just stunning. Like I am so getting this book and it's just those quotes, like, yeah, I'm here for it. The social commentary, stunning. The character development, stunning. The relationship progress, stunning. The quotes, stunning. The Irish references, stunning.
I would just like to say, one of the best moments of my life. I'm sitting here eating my Ben & Jerry's, watching Kevin read Normal People, one of my favorite books, and seeing Kevin do the exactly thing. Exactly. I'm just so happy Kevin's on the end.
It was such a little stunning moment. And I'm gonna continue now.
Oh.
Oh. In my head, I was like, I need to turn off the camera and I pushed the wrong red button. Okay guys, so it's actually been a little while since I last vlogged and I have been reading a lot more. I'm up to page 121. I'm about halfway through the book now and I think I'm just gonna sit here and finish it because it's about time I do, because I am enjoying it and I just want to get it finished now. But there was a part that happened on page 113, which was a really cute clip, and I underlined it again and I literally just said, no offense, but this is so cute. Connell's just talking to Marianne. And the thing with this book is that it's over such a long period of time, and it's one of those books where like the two characters just won't fully admit that they're in love with each other, and just like, when you've found your person, just commit to them and just like be with them. Not that they're like cheating on each other or anything, like they've never been officially together, they just won't be together properly and just like admit that they're literally soulmates. Like it's just so annoying. Like they both found their person, just be together. And basically what he says to her, he literally says, Marianne, I'm not a religious person, but I do sometimes think God made you for me. That's literally so cute. I can't. Every time the chapter happens and it's like even further time has passed and it's just like, be together, you guys love each other. Okay guys, so it's actually been a while since I've last vlogged. I've been reading this book like very slowly over the last few days. I just haven't been in the mood to like vlog, and I didn't want to force a vlog because I do want to give you guys like a really authentic experience of me reading the book. It has nothing to do with the book, like it's not like I don't want to read it, it's just I haven't been in the mood to like pick up the camera and just like vlog. It's just been one of those kind of weeks, you know? Anyways, so I'm up to page 185 now of the book and we're on December 2013. So this book, as I've already been saying, takes place over a period of time. It started in January 2011 and now we're up to December 2013. So it's almost been 3 years of this book so far. And I know I haven't been like updating you in terms of like what's been going on, but like with this book, it's very different to like my other vlogs where I tell you the storyline and the plot as what's happening, because this book just follows their life. So it's literally nothing majorly happening. It's just like, oh, they start seeing different people, they start going through college, all these different life events just happen, like all just like normal people things. exactly getting in the title of the book. But like that literally is what it is. Like it's just like normal people things that's going on in their lives. But then at the same time, like we're also finding out more about Marianne's backstory and just like learning stuff about like how she is, and like the fact that we just got a whole chapter of her finally telling Connell all the things that's been going on with her, and how like content warning, trigger warnings for like suicide, emotional abuse, manipulation, all of that kind of stuff, parental abuse, all that kind of stuff with Marianne. And basically what we just found out is that like her brother told her that like you should kill yourself and stuff, and her mom was like, oh, don't encourage her and all this kind of stuff. It's very gross. And like she admitted to how her brother sometimes hits her, and she said that like she actually is okay with taking the physical abuse because the emotional, psychological abuse is so much harder to get over. And it just broke my heart hearing her say all these things. And Connell was like, has this been going on for a while? Like, how long has it been going on? And she's like, oh, ever since I've ever seen you, this has been happening. And he's just like, why did you never tell me? And she was like, because I didn't think you'd like me anymore. It's just so sad. It's literally so sad. And then literally one of the quotes is on page 181. And it says, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I can't be like normal people. I literally read that and I was just like, I'm gonna cry. And I did cry. I've had a cry already. But yeah, it's just, you just love these characters and you just want them to be together. And like also after she told this stuff to Connell, they had a kiss and everything. And then she stopped it because she is dating someone. But it's just like, be together. Be together. You've both found your person. Just be together. Okay guys, so it's been another while since I last vlogged, but I'm up to page 228. A lot has happened, and also there has been really great representation for therapy in here because Connell goes to therapy. One of his friends died from suicide, and so he went to therapy to deal with that and stuff, and just the representation of there I really loved. And there was a quote actually during his therapy session that I cried at. Life offers up these moments of joy despite everything. I read that and I literally just teared up because like life offers up these moments of joy despite everything. Yeah. And then I'm up to page 228, like I said, and basically once again it's just been like a lot of time going on and everything. Connell and Marianne are kind of seeing each other once again. I don't think they're official together again. I don't really know. They constantly just like stuff going on between them and you're constantly just waiting for them to finally get married and be in love forever. But on page 228 I literally just underlined like literally all of the end of it because it was just so cute. I literally just said I need this to happen to me. Like, no offense, full offense, I want this to happen to me. So it's literally, while they were driving through Longford, they had the radio on. It was playing a White Lies song that had been popular when they were in school, and without touching the dial or raising his voice to be heard over the sound of the radio, Connell said, "You know I love you." He didn't say anything else. She said she loved him too, and he nodded and continued driving as if nothing at all that had happened, which in a way it hadn't. So cute. Oh, like, that's the dream, just to be driving with like, your partner and they just look over to you and they're just like, you know, I love you. Like, exactly, I want that. To take a moment.
Did you finish?
No.
What is it?
Love your enthusiasm to think I read that quickly.
Sorry.
I never feel lonely when I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, that was kind of a perfect time in my life. To be honest, I don't think I was ever really happy before then.
Oh my god. I get to eat. You're reading out all the sign cards.
No offense, but I can't take this.
A few moments later.
Here it goes. There it goes.
There she goes.
There she goes again. Racing through my...
Is it brain or veins?
No. My veins. And I just can't contain.
No offense, Jamie. I'm gonna get copyrighted. Like, I don't know what's the best thing. Oh.
There she goes.
Did I say it was a duet?
Now let me read my line, thank you very much. I don't know what's the best thing for us, he says. Obviously, it's nice for me hearing you say this stuff, but at the same time, things have never ended well with us in the past. You know you're my best friend. I wouldn't want to lose that for any reason.
Sweetheart.
No, honestly, it's too much.
She's so
High above me. She's so low.
Seriously, you're uninvited.
Shut up.
Like Cleopatra, Joan
Joan
of
of
Arc,
Arc.
and Aphrodite. She's so high. Oh wait,
No
what did David
offense.
skip past?
Hit the notes. Oh my god.
Say it again.
Evidence that Jamie bullies me. This is the most chaotic clip.
Okay guys, so I have just finished Normal People by Sally Rooney and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it, as you can probably tell from the whole of this vlog. I cried several times while reading this. There was just so many cute moments at times, and it just really, it symbolizes the story that like when you found your person, why would you not want to just spend the rest of your life with them? Like, they loved each other and they fitted together. It made sense, and like, it just... it was just a bit much. And the reason I'm not giving it the full 5 stars is because the ending of this book, basically Connell gets offered to go to like New York to like work for this writing thing or something, because he obviously he's an English student and he likes writing and he like publishes like in this magazine and stuff, and he gets offered like this opportunity to go to New York City and do stuff there. And he's like, I don't know if I want to take it. And at this point, him and Marianne are like properly together. And she's like, you should go, you should do it and all this stuff. He ends up saying, tell me not to go and I won't. And she basically says, no, you should go. And then the book just ends. So obviously it implies that he is gonna go. And just the way the whole book ends as well, it kind of symbolizes how this whole story follows like Marianne's growth throughout the whole book. Because at the very start of it, like I said in my start of my clips and everything, she's a girl in a lot of pain in such a dark place. And by the end of it, she's no longer in that darkness anymore. Like, she's gone through so much to get to where she is. And what it says at the end, it's probably the best way for me to explain what I'm trying to say, is what they have now, they can never have back again. But for her, the pain of loneliness will be nothing to the pain that she used to feel of being unworthy. He brought her goodness like a gift and now it belongs to her. Meanwhile, his life opens out before him in all directions at once. They've done a lot of good for each other, really, she thinks, really. People can really change one another. You should go, she says. I'll always be here, you know that. The whole story is basically just trying to say that like she was in such a dark place and she was in so much pain in her family life due to like the abuse she was getting, like physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the bullying that she experienced in school, everything. Like she felt like she was unloved, like that, all these different things that she went through. And then by the end of the book, because of Connell being like such a consistency in her life throughout this long period of time and everything, she learned how to be loved and how to love. And she's also removed herself from her family, so she's no longer going through that abuse and everything, and she understands how bad of a situation it was and how it just wasn't right. And so now the only pain that she will feel is the loneliness of missing him, as opposed to all of the pain that she used to feel when she was younger and stuff. And like, it shows her growth, how like everything has changed for her. But the reason I can't give it the full 5 stars is because, like I've been saying this whole time I've been reading this, they know they've found their person and like they've found their soulmate, and the way they act with each other, like Connell saying, I can only ever be my real self around you, and like all the different things, like they both found each other. So why can't they just be together? That's my issue. I'm just like, be together. Like, you know you love each other, just be together. So the fact that like she's letting him go, which I know is the classic and cliche, if you love them, let them go. But still, I didn't want that to happen. That's how I feel about the whole story. And yeah, so I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 stars. However, I do feel this is a book that the more I think about it after finishing it, I might end up giving it 5 stars, but for now I'm committing to the 4-star because, like I said, how the ending was and stuff. And yeah, so it feels right for me to say 4 stars, but I already know I want to have a FaceTime call with Caitlin and just let her literally give me like a presentation about this book, because I know she has so many more insights into this book, and I just feel like because Caitlin is literally one of the most smartest people I've ever met, I just know she's gonna add more depth to this book for me, so it might change it to a 5-star. But as of now, it's 4 stars. Yeah, I really loved it. As an Irish person, I love Normal People. That's what you came for this video probably for, and there's your answer. I really enjoyed it. And I can understand the praise that this book has, but I also can see why this book wouldn't be for everyone. Bear that in mind if you do ever want to pick it up. It might not be for you, and also make sure you're in the right headspace to read this because it is a very hard-hitting book as well. Lots of trigger and content warnings as well, so if you're not in the right headspace to read this, I wouldn't suggest that you read it. That's gonna be it for this vlog. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope this video is not too long. And I will be watching the show, so let me know down below in the comments if you would like me to do a commentary style video where I'm reacting to the episodes. So let me know down below in the comments if you would like to see that, because I can certainly do that and you can watch me cry once again. Stunning. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys, and I shall see you all next time in my... I just messed up my own intro. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I really hope that you got... Oh my god, why can't I do my outro? That's gonna be it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you all next time in my next one. Goodbye, guys. Wow, third time is the charm.